Game on! Welcome to another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on nearly a 40-year-old from Russell, Ontario, Canada. His hockey journey has definitely taken him to Dayton, Ohio, USA, and Cardiff, Wales. Um, One of those places he was an East Coast finalist. That sucked. And then we caught up again in Cardiff, Wales, where promptly became Challenge Cup champions and hockeyed the shit out of that place. I did protect him 4 years, and he has now started his own hockey franchise, the Cardiff Canucks. And my Kincardine Canucks are about to play his hometown Canucks and kick the shit out of them. Welcome back, Trevor Hendrikx.
Wow, those are fighting words, Wally. You
Sorry.
can't have you can't have a Canuck off like that.
Well, we're playing your hometown this weekend, and they amalgamated, and the Russell Warriors are now the Castor River Canucks. Did you know that they're the Canucks too?
You know what? It's just everybody wants to be part of the Canucks nowadays, right? So you just gotta go with it.
Do you know what the team was called that we beat in the All Ontario Finals last year?
I do not.
The Canucks. The Canucks beat the Canucks.
Well, there you
And I
go.
plan on doing it again this weekend in the International Silver Stick Finals. You
You're
know?
just like you're just shaking and baking with all these tournaments now, aren't you? Like every
Um,
weekend I see a new tournament. Colby's just scoring game winners all the time.
we've been having some fun with the boys that I've been with since they were young pups around here. They're quite the hockey players, and they're into it. They like it. They like playing hockey. And then I got a whole new crew of kids this year that also like hockey and like beating people at it. You know,
Yeah, hockey's pretty cool.
it's cool when you try hard and try harder than the other team, and then you win, and then it's fun. If you don't try harder than the other team and you lose, it's really not that fun, is it?
No, no.
Huh.
Trying hard is fun. Trying hard is really fun.
Right. Yes. We did that in practice and games, right?
Of course we did.
Yeah, of
We always
course.
tried our hardest, didn't we, Wally?
Every flow drill there was.
Uh, yeah.
How are your Canucks doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We got a little bit of a break right now. It's I don't know, bit of a weird scheduling over here. So we don't actually have any games in January. So we just
Sorry,
been practicing
the
every
whole
day and
the whole month of January?
the whole month of January.
Like to discuss hockey with your league scheduler guy.
Well, it's different over here because you got like a handful of rinks, right? And then you have to fit everything into all these different schedules. And it's not like back home where you have, 5 rinks within a 2 mile radius, right? So like
That's
we
not
had,
that's actually not what it's like around here, actually.
I know, but making a point, Wally.
Yeah, well, make a point, but I'm making a point. There's girls hockey now and boys hockey, and girls hockey's great too. And I think we should talk about that today, Lady Canucks. But um, there's a lot of people playing hockey now with the girls playing too, and there's not enough ice in Canada either. My team gets practices on Fridays, and that's it. So that would mean we would wait all week to practice on Friday and then play games on the weekend, and then we would have nothing all week. So the parents pay out of pocket, we all do. And we get ice at like 7 a.m. and pay extra just so our boys can actually practice and get better at hockey.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know.
Didn't think it was like that back there, but I guess yeah,
hmm
everybody wants ice, right?
Yeah. Well, and then you get to the cities. I hear the price of an hour of ice time. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But if there's enough people playing hockey, I guess it does.
Well, it's the thing. A lot of those rinks are probably privately run, and everybody wants to make money, right? So
I don't.
matter as it
We
is,
we
the way
just
it is.
don't have enough pads in small town Ontario anymore.
Mm.
But anywho, I want to talk about your Lady Canucks because I plan on coaching my daughter next season,
Mm.
and it's been 2 years with the boys here. I am juiced up about this weekend, but yeah, you are starting something over there, eh?
Well, yeah, it's like I don't know when I started the men's team, the Canucks. this was always kind of in my head because, like I said this the other day, it was like, I grew up, a lot of my cousins, a lot of my family played, like, my female cousins played like, high levels of hockey. One of my cousins played NCAA, and it's always been part of my life really, and supporting, the girls hockey. And, I have a daughter as well, just like you, and, she might play hockey at some point. So, I just thought, there's kind of like you said about, the 1 hour a week sort of thing. It's very similar here. So, I thought if I could put something together to help the girls, why not, right? Because who else is going to do it? So I thought, I'll do it and take a chance. And, I think it's gonna be really cool because I don't know if have you ever been to a Boston tournament, Wally?
To a Boston tournament?
Yeah, like this tournament's pretty big. It's like 150 teams. All the colleges and universities come and watch, and it's pretty cool. Like for a lot of these, girls, women over here, a lot of them want to get over there and have a chance at, a scholarship or whatever it might be. But, you know,
You're gonna
how do they do
you
that?
you're gonna build their vessel.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just, I'm not
Hmm.
guaranteeing that's going to happen, but, I'm giving them an opportunity to go there and, give it a chance and see what it's like. And
Well, yeah, you get that experience for life, and you also have the opportunity to strut your things for the weekend and see if you are good enough, right?
yeah, well, it's a, I mean, everything aside, it's a cool experience anyways, right? It's a cool life experience. And then, to be able to sprinkle some hockey in there and possibly, further your career or make yourself better. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, really.
Do you want to hear this one that it was upsetting last weekend? I was going to get up and at him
Make me sad.
like I am today. Millie Thorbarn, holy moly, and Miley Drazy, my two
Yep.
Shed gals that I've had on before, were playing for Team Great Britain. They're two up and coming gals.
Mhm.
They have aspirations in the hockey world, and they were gone with Team Great Britain and Latvia, and I said, let's pod. And for some reason, they decided to tell their team they were going to pod. Team Great Britain, who I've tried to support throughout all this.
Yeah.
And they were told they were not allowed to talk to me during the tournament. And I got wound because all I was trying to do was get their names out there and let everybody know that there's players in Great Britain. And then Great Britain did not let me talk to them that weekend. So I'll talk to them after the tournament, I guess.
Mm. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not a distraction at all, are you, Wally?
I'm a shed booster. I'm not a distraction.
I mean, they're kind of busy trying to win a championship, but yeah, hop on the pod.
Hey, shed boost, Hendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say nice things to them, give them some confidence, and then they go out there and play good. That's all. But I
Well, they're
bet
doing
you
pretty well. I actually watched their last game against the Netherlands. They're doing pretty well.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
a good group of girls, and I think they'll do well. I think tournament before, I think China was in the tournament, and I think they ended up winning it, but I don't think they're there. Well, there's a different team there this year, but I think they're gonna do pretty well. So we'll see.
So I still every time I see your men's team's jerseys, the Cardiff Canucks, and it has my logo on every shoulder, really melts me, just really gets to me. So are the Lady Canucks gonna be as fortunate as the men Canucks?
Be a little subtle, Wally.
Well,
You
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm gonna melt you into a little puddle if I keep doing this.
Wow.
I mean,
How are the girls going to know about the shed if you don't tell them? We just have Jake in Manchester as our director of shed marketing. We don't tell anybody about this.
yeah. Well, I'm sure we can find a spot for two ales and hockey girls.
That would be cool. And any gals in the UK listening that have aspirations, check out what Hendo's doing with the Lady Canucks, right? So you're going to take what age groups to a tournament in Boston with all those teams?
So the tournament has all sorts of different age groups, but the age group I picked was under 19s. So basically that kind of falls under like 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 birth years. Basically anybody under 2006. If you're actually currently playing in a college or university, you can't play on this team because there's actually another league for that.
Right.
So this is just for non-college college players. And
So what do you have in
for
tryouts?
yeah, we're gonna do some tryouts in May. couple A sessions, and then kind of pick the team from there. And then the plan is to kind of run some training sessions here in Cardiff, because we're doing it in June. So
Do you know what you used to call that when you were Canadian?
summer hockey.
Practice.
I
What's a
know.
training session?
I know. I've
Shut
listened to a
up. You're
little,
so
like,
British. God.
proper training sessions, Wally. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. You should start saying that for your practices. Just throw the kids a curveball, keep them on their toes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I do to keep them on their toes is I get to the rink and throw my stick in the room. And like I don't interact with them too much, you know. I want to just come in and be coach guy and do that stuff and then be fun guy at the hotels. But I just throw my stick in the room and say I need a new TJ. That's what we call tape jobs in under 13. And then they tape my stick however they feel necessary. And then I go out there and show them that there's no excuses. Play like a champion.
I love that. Send a message.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the pictures. Some of those tape jobs are pretty interesting, but you know what? If
I
there's
got
one guy that
a
can make it work, it's you.
I got a sock and a skate guard taped to my blade right now, and you know what? I was still flying around making plays.
Hey, we've played through more adversity than that, haven't we, Wally?
We have.
Remember in Dayton when we beat teams out of the playoffs and then asked them for their sticks because they didn't pay the bill.
Because we were going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Because when we made the finals, the owner was actually kind of upset because we had to get a plane to Boise, Idaho to play them. And he was like, we're going down. We're going under. Like, we got to get a plane to the finals. And it's like, well, isn't that where you want to be?
Could have been getting rides from the booster club possibly, but
I guess, well, we could talk about whatever we want because I have no notes, but we do have quite a history, and we were rookies together. And you had a cute little goatee. Now you have a full-blown beard.
I think we called it a sock at the time. It was like a sock.
Yeah, we did call it. It was your little sock on the end of your chin.
Yeah, we had lots of names, didn't we?
And you had bought your nice fancy truck because you signed your NHL deal, and then you ended up in Dayton, Ohio with me.
What a year though, eh, Wally? Like, I mean,
We made the best of it.
like the stuff that Clance, like, I know we joke about it, and like when I was, at the start of the season with the Canucks, and like you draw on the ice, like that stuff just, it's so weird how it's stuck with both of us. Like it sticks with me, and it's still stuff that I, you know, teach these kids, and I don't know, just the way we played that year, just it always stuck with me. And I always played that same way throughout my career. How about you?
I couldn't agree more. I thought he was the most influential coach I ever had. I thought he taught me how to be a professional and play definitely D side of the puck all the time, and then in the D zone. How little I actually had to do to play good. The earlier in college and stuff, I thought I'd do a lot of things in the D zone and hit guys hard and skate around and do things. And he's like, no, just stay in your area and cover that area. And you're like, so this is all I got to do.
I'm finding that with like coaching like the younger kids here. It's like, I'm trying to teach them the same thing, and their mentality is the same as yours was. It's just like they think they have to skate around and do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like, no,
Nope.
Just stay here. And the fact that they stay there, they feel like they have to do something. They can't just stay there, and that's all they have to do. It's crazy.
So I teach, keep them to the outside. Do not get beat. Do not rush into that corner and that guy beats you out of that corner. And then, well, we're playing. I can hear the fathers of some of, not a lot of them. Most of them stay quiet, but a couple might be yelling, go, get him, on him. And I'm like, no, stop it. Stop it. They're listening to me, not you.
Yeah. That's tough though, man, because like
minor hockey's different, man. You have to coach the kids and then sometimes the parents, but then it's like, well, I don't actually want to coach the parents. I just want to coach the kids. So can you just not yell at them what to do because I disagree? Just let them play. Just play.
You need to do like video sessions for parents and explain it to them.
I will not do video sessions in under 13. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a moo off than a video
Oh, well,
session.
you know what? Thank you for bringing that up because oh my gosh, like I love that you've made that a thing now.
Well, why wouldn't it be a thing, Hendo? So
Get a
this
cowbell.
this is a cowbell from the antique store. Yeah, it's the Moo Off Champion. And it says, and I drew a cow on it, and it says winning is fun. And you know what? My boys have had Moo-offs to see who's the starting lineup, to see who gets to keep the trophy after our golf tournament. But we are going to have a Moo-off tournament when we get to this hotel. I'm leaving tonight, Hendo, for this tournament. And tomorrow night, when everybody's there, and hopefully we've won our two first games, where I'm going to try and organize a moo off tournament with the kids, my team, the siblings, the parents, and make it a hockey family and see people get down on all fours and moo at each other and then see who's the champion mooer. And I think that would bring our team together. And I think the next day at the game, when I look up in the crowd, there'll be some hurt feelings if you lost your moo off, but I bet you my parents are sitting closer than the other parents.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of weird mental images in people's heads as well. I mean, the picture I have of you in your boxers mooing, it's stuck with me for a long time. Not
Oh,
in a good.
when I was wearing my Speedo.
Oh, your speedo. What even worse?
Well, I had done a belly flop the first tournament. Then we got to the next tournament, and one of the mothers had bought me a Speedo for my belly flop. And then, well, we didn't get into swimming, we got into moo-offs. So I thought it appropriate once the boys went to bed, and I actually convinced the parents to do moo-offs that, I mean, she'd given me the Speedo, I should probably put it on and win a moo-off, and I did, you know?
So have you like explained where the moo off came from at all or no?
No, you can, because it came from you. And you know what? It's hitting Kincardine, Ontario, Canada hard right now.
So, like just picture me, Wally, like over here doing my hockey camps. I go to this small little town in Scotland, right? And the town was called Elgin. And honestly, the people there were the nicest people I've ever met over here. Like they were super friendly, and all the kids were great. And normal hockey camp, everything's fine. And then okay, we're gonna do some off ice. And then I don't know what it was. We were picking teams or something for one of the things we're gonna do. And this one kid just says, "Well, just to pick captains, can we just do a moo off?" And I heard him, but I've never heard that sentence before. So obviously I said, "What's a moo off?" And he said, "You don't know what a moo off is? Like it's something that you're supposed to know." So I said, "No, what's a moo off?" And meanwhile, like there's a couple other parents there watching. So I'm like, this isn't too weird of a thing because the parents are looking at me like, yeah, it's a cool thing. Like, let them go. I thought they're just messing with you, right? So two kids get down on all fours and just start mooing as loud as they possibly can. And I was beside myself, Wally. Like I didn't even know what this was, or like just picture that scenario. Like it's wild. Like to see these two kids just mooing, and everybody else knows what's going on. I don't, and I don't know what the end of this game is. I have no idea how. And then they went for like they were really good moo offers. Like they went for like 3-4 minutes, and that's you know how it is in moo offs. Like that's a long time. I can't hear you, Wally.
Game back on. But yeah, hockey fights are exhausting, and so can be moo-offs. And especially when you get a real competitor that you feel like will never break. And it can get to you mentally, you know?
I can only imagine. I've never actually
Have you
competed.
never mooed?
I no, I've never
Oh my
moved.
God, man. You need to, how do you figure out your starting lineup for the Canucks? Because the Canucks have moo-offs in the regular season.
Well, I think we may have to introduce that here because
It can make
I
hockey
think that would
fun.
be I think that would be hilarious. And like you said, it brings them all together. It's like a you know
Dude, when I show up to a game in minor hockey, I have a table It's the tape table where they stand around and tape their sticks. It's got
Yeah.
Canucks logos on it. I set that up and I put my gigantic bone for player of the game on the table, or whoever had it puts it there. Write my starting lineup on the board. Or no, wait, I don't. I say, okay, you two centermen, all fours. Do you want to start today? It's a moo off.
Oh my God.
And
Honestly, not.
and then whoever wins, their line starts. And then I get the two D pairs, and I'm like, okay, moo. And then all their line mates and teammates get around in a circle and watch them moo at each other in the middle of the room. And I think, oh my God, this is hockey.
One thing that I need to find out is like I never really asked many questions after this, and I don't think I even told anybody. I think you might have been one of the only people I told and sent you a video of it. But
You sent
like,
me videos of the pioneer moo offers.
but this is what I wanted to ask. I'm gonna ask these kids after this podcast, but like, where did that come from? Did they just make it up on their own, or is this something that like has existed forever and I just didn't know about it, or like
We didn't know about it.
kids,
Now
you know,
it's up to us to keep the tradition alive.
you can get
I
in that, like you could get move off leagues. You can get like it
well,
could get big.
it could. But then when you're in small town Ontario, and there's some
Hmm.
barns around here, Hendo.
Yeah,
Um,
real weird.
um, when these fathers have grown up around cows and they know how to sound and moo like different cows, say the Black Angus, you know, or they get into the dairy cows, you know,
Hmm.
they sound different and they move different. And then I watch these fathers move like cows are supposed to, and I just think, how could I ever compete with them?
Do you have like there's one kid or one parent that's just like you're not beating him.
There was a couple. I thought there was going to be a well, I thought it was going to be a draw in a moo off. I didn't think anybody would ever laugh or not maintain eye contact, and it was weird, man. They moved like cows, they sounded like cows, and it was just it was so
Hey, that's
this
hockey, eh?
it was hockey. And like, I'm not even from here and I didn't know them that well, and I'm the new coach of their kids team. Some of them
Well,
I had
you
coached
know
their
each other
kids for
now.
years and they knew me. But when the kids went to bed, and we were in the party room and all the parents are just sitting around, just sitting there, sitting there. And I'm like, what? Let's have a moo off. And I was quite persistent. And it wasn't until I got down on all fours and showed them what to do that then people got involved. And then by the end of the night, some of the scenes I was watching of these moo offs, well, I guess there was a point where my goalie's mother and myself had a moo off, and I was in an orange Speedo. And well, I don't know. He has 14 shutouts this season. And we're playing hockey.
The results speak for themselves. Uh,
Ah, man. But yes, we are having a good season again this year. Um, and I'm also coaching the senior A team, the Ripley Wolves.
I thought I saw something about that. You were playing for them for a while, weren't you? Like a couple years ago.
Yeah, when I first got back, it actually kind of helped make this place feel like home, and got me on the new hockey team. And hockey's weird that way, that it makes you get to know people. And I knew like the like the people a decade below me that I was playing with because I was too old to be there. But now they're all like that age, and now they're playing in front of their children, and it's all the guys that I was playing with that are dandies from a small town. And we have a great team that's deep, and we have game changers and they're shed guys that have actually been on. Ethan Skinner, Garrett Mears, game changers. Then I have this other new D man that I was like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, do you want to go play hockey somewhere and I'll help you get there? And he was like, well, I'm an electrician at this and that. And he's like, I'm 35, right? And I was like, I did not know that, but you're really good at hockey. I guess the guy never played for like a decade and decided I'm going to play hockey again. And then this is his second year back, and watching this guy float around the ice and make plays, and then he's a gamer and he's in shape. And I was like, dude, you could like actually be playing places, and he hasn't played in a decade.
Diamond in the rough.
slipped through the cracks, Hendo, just like we did.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That was a big crack.
Yeah, big crack. We fell right through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're 18-0, Hendo. The Wolves
Oh
are.
yeah.
Yeah, 18-0. They have 2 games this weekend. I'll miss them because I'll be coaching my boys, trying to win International Silver Stick. But yeah, the Wolves are 18-0, and I wear Crocs to every game. People think I'm weird, and I heard that the other minor hockey coaches have been chirping me when I go out. I put on my net before every game because that's my thing, you know? It's like getting ready for war. Oh, you got Crocs on too. Do you have gibbets?
I did, but they fell out.
They do break. Then
Yeah.
you need to keep getting new ones. That's pretty neat about coaching under 13 for my birthday. I had a couple kids give me gibbets for my birthday, and they meant a lot. And one kid gave me cows, I'm guessing for moo-offs, and the other kid gave me ones all for hockey. And I found it very neat that they would give me gibbets for my birthday, and that Crocs are cool. My Crocs, Hendo, right now, live update on my record wearing Crocs on the bench is 31, 2, and 3.
Again, the results.
The
Speak for
results.
themselves. I wear Crocs every day. I could care less.
You want to
I,
hear this one? That's funny. So I'm coaching this small town senior A team. I'm just the helper outer guy. The one day I filled up the water bottles, all 40 of them. And I just try to make sure everybody's having fun. And then if they score goals, I give them high fives. And the coach asks me questions and I answer them, and I'm just there to support him and help him. But we got a message. I'm not sure where this originates from, but they told me, sorry, they told our coaching staff, no more backward hats on the bench. And that was directed at me because I was wearing my hat backwards because that's what I do. And they're telling me to coach Senior A in Ripley, Ontario. I can't wear my hat backwards. The game's changing, Hendo, and we just have to try and keep it the way it was, you know? Be yourself. Play hockey.
like the fact that they're even like what? Who cares?
Why would that be on the radar at all?
Yeah, who cares which way you wear your hat? Like, why is that something you're talking about? It's ridiculous.
We're 18-0 and you're telling me to switch which way I wear my hat. Do you understand hockey at all? Do you get it?
Yeah, you don't get it.
No, you don't. If you're telling me to switch my hat when we're 18-0, to be more professional, that makes it more professional, turning my hat around.
Yeah.
Well, I may as well
Always have
say
to
what I
be.
feel, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't always have to be professional, does it?
Well, you should have some fun playing the game, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a game.
It is a game. So how are my fellows that I've had on the pod before doing this year? Like Brad, he was like new to playing hockey and he seemed like he's right into it and he's gonna get better.
Yeah, man, he's doing really well. He's here every day. And like
Just giving her.
funny, yeah, and it was funny, like when I whenever the boys go on your podcast, I try to listen to it whenever I have time. I don't have very much time nowadays, but I listen to his, and he's fucking pretty impressive, like all the shit he's done. Like I was listening, like he's a ski instructor here, and like he just does everything.
He's a go-getter.
And he's just like, he's got one of the best attitudes. Like he's just, super positive, really helpful with the younger guys. If anybody gets hurt or anything, like he's a physio, so like he can help them with that. And he's just a great teammate and a good guy to be around. So he's doing well. He's doing well.
That's nice to have guys like that on your team.
Yeah.
Even if they're not the ones scoring the goals, having a guy that helps out however they can,
Hmm.
People notice that and see that. It's kind of like Dr. Luke Piggott when we were Cardiff Devils. I remember a game I got cut open, and my teammate, Dr. Luke Piggott, the original Shed Guy, episode 1, was like putting the stereo strips on, trying to close my cut, and he was the doctor. And then he would freeze Lee Salter's toes before games when they were broken, and he was like our player/doctor.
Yeah. Well, I remember like
Takes everybody to win.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
remember when I first came, and like, Pigsy sat across from me. You're at the end of the room, but like he sat across from me and he started telling me he's a doctor, and I was like, like, what are you doing playing hockey? Anyway, so I eventually
Doctors
one
don't
day,
play hockey.
no, like, what are you doing? And then the one day I remember saying to him, like was like, okay, like kind of prove it, and he said, all right, come with me then, Hendo. So after practice, I just hopped in his car and we went straight to like, I think it was the Heath, one of the hospitals here. And he just says, wait in the car. And he goes in and he comes out with like, I don't know, 5 Tupperwares and just puts them in the back of the car. And I was
Of
like,
what?
what's that? And he's like, oh, tumors. And I was like, what? So like he would, yeah, but he would take them. And then I'm just kind of, I'm trying to remember like what, I'm pretty sure he would take them and then he would bring them and put them into rats or mice and then try
See if he can fix them.
yeah, see, yeah. So I mean, I just shut up right away. I was like, okay, I mean, you're a doctor.
He, he is a doctor. What I remember from is when well, me, Marshy, and Hoth were the first people to try to do the MBAs at the Met, and I remember Todd being like, I really want to make this a great relationship. And then you get there, and school in the UK is totally different than over here, and you gotta
Yeah,
reference everything, and you gotta say where you don't get to write your own words. You gotta write other people's words. And anyways, Pigs helped me with all that. He helped me get my MBA, and listening to when he would proofread my paper at the start, it, it it was frustrating to hear him talk and make so much sense of all the extra words I had put in and how it wasn't concise and it wasn't this and it wasn't that. And then like I took that with me forever, listening to him pick apart my sentences. And now at work, there's people that send me stuff to be the proofreader guy. And I think it's hilarious because I learned how to do it from Piglet.
that is funny.
Yes.
I
And
had that trouble. I had that trouble too when I was doing my school because like I would write stuff, but like the teacher would correct it and be like, it's not while, it's whilst, or it's
whilst.
whilst, yeah, or it's I would say accountability, and it would be no, it's holding to account, and like all these little things. And again, I was kind of like, well, why are we focusing on this? Like, let's focus on what I'm actually talking about instead
The
of
overall.
because like this is just how I speak in Canada and you speak differently here. We're saying the same thing.
Right. Yes. Meet in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, like, you know what I'm trying to say, basically,
I do
right?
know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what we're even talking about anymore. So how are you guys doing this season?
Yeah, we're doing
You have no games this month, so you're just practicing. Talking about
yeah, so like
practice?
we practice. But we I don't know, my kind of initial thought for this team was like by Christmas time we'll kind of be hitting our stride really. And that's actually pretty accurate with how we've been doing. So we right before Christmas we played the best team, well, the top team in the league, Peterborough, in Peterborough, and we lost 6-3, but 6 goal was an empty net. So we lost 5-3, but that was probably our best game that we had played all year.
Isn't it
So
weird that you're playing Peterborough? And is that not like the start of this season? Colby got called up to AAA for a weekend, and I went to Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, and then took a fun selfie with you on the wall when you said, "Check out if I'm there," and then I found you on the wall when you played for Peterborough, and that's Ontario, Canada. And isn't it weird that people got on boats way back when, and then came over here and named all the towns the same towns as over there?
I know, never thought of that. Yeah.
Oh, once you start living around here,
Yeah.
it's real weird once you've been over there.
I'm gonna try to find a Kincardine over here and see if I could pin one
Oh,
down.
it would have been real close to your Mooffs, Kincardine, Scotland.
Probably.
No,
Yeah.
it's weird doing this shed thing. I've had people send me photos of Kincardine, Scotland, and makes it a very small world. And then we have Scottish fests here, and it makes sense that people got on boats and the Scottish people ended up here and they all came together, and I fit in with them, you know?
Yeah, but no, our team, they're doing well, but we got a little bit of a break here, so it's kind of nice to recharge a little bit. But it was frustrating a bit because like I said, we played our best hockey right before Christmas, and then we had like a 3-week break. So like you're like this, and all of a sudden you break. So like we're kind of
Yeah.
building it up a little bit because
Well, I guess you can focus on practice for 3 weeks, but that's too long, you know?
Well, we're trying to have a little bit of fun with it. One thing that we did last week was um I bought two I bought two wooden Titan sticks. Remember Titans?
Of course.
Yeah, like that was my stick when I was little, like the Titan ASD Alexander Dag pattern or whatever it was. And those sticks lasted forever, right? So I bought these two wooden sticks and I thought we'll do Juice Boy with the wooden sticks.
You got a lefty and a righty.
Yeah, I got lefty and a righty. So we started doing Juice Boy and it was actually really fun. But the lefty broke like 3 shots in.
Oh dear.
Not even like a slap shot, just a little snapper. But yeah, it broke. But trying to do like fun things for these guys to keep them, because it's tough to practice for a month. And
You have to keep it fun or else
yeah,
it's just tiring.
yeah, yeah. And then like, we're here, I have them get here at like, 7:30 in the morning, right? So, they're a lot of them are 16, 17, so they're not, you know, very happy about being here at that time. So you got to get them going and get them excited about coming to the rink and you just got to be creative, right? Like, as you know,
Being
maybe I'll just
excited, being excited to go to the rink and have fun with your teammates, it can make you,
Mm,
I guess, have more fun, more energy, try harder, care more. I had one of the nicest messages in a bit. Um, it's a fella from town. We know each other. We're acquaintances. um, and he sent me a photo of his rink and kids playing on it. And he said, got a couple of your U13 boys on right now.
everybody.
And he's like, this is your third year U13 boy on my rink today. And he said, every kid I've talked to loves playing for you as a coach. And every parent I've talked to has nothing but nice things to say. Keep it up, buddy. And this is a dude I didn't know that much.
Mm.
And he like, my knees buckled, my heart cramped, and I didn't really know what to say back to him. But my kids like playing hockey, and that's what I like.
Well, it's nice that he told you that because I can relate as a coach. You don't really get many
People
nice
saying
things. You get
nobody
all the
says
bad
anything.
shit.
Yeah, you only hear the negative. You only get
Why
the
aren't you playing my kid? Why aren't you doing this? Why
yes,
aren't you doing
yeah,
that? And very
yeah. And
rarely,
then it can bring you right down and you have to
yeah,
like explain why you didn't play them and that well, I have a couple of the best players in the league and it was a tie game. So but yeah, no, you're right. Telling people when they do good makes them feel better and want to do it more. And when you hear the negative, it makes you not want to. And that's kind of how I coach. Like when the kids do something good, I let them know.
yeah.
And then if they do something bad, they usually know they did it bad. But if it happens again, then I might remind them that that's bad.
Mm. Well, it's so easy to get upset and correct things, right? Because there's so much, like, nobody ever practices perfect or does anything perfect in the game, right? So it's the easy thing to do is just say, oh, don't do that. But
Mm.
you got to think outside the box, and just like that message to you, you got to give that message to the kids too, right? Because as much as it made you feel good, it makes the same for them, right?
Oh yeah, when they do good, you should tell them because then they'll want to do that again. But it's like what you're saying is like when at the end of practice, when we have a couple minutes, the kids will ask me for one-timers. And then one or two of them, like if I didn't give them the perfect pass with my skate guard and sock taped to my stick, they would try to pass it back to me. And I'm like, oh, are you gonna do that in a game? Like if a guy passes it to you, you're just gonna not do it. I'm like, adjust, move your feet, take the one timer. I don't care if it's a good pass, you know? And it reminded me of when I was out with O'Reilly and helping him in the summer. We did a drill where he's like put a puck on my back foot, my front foot right in the wheelhouse, and I could still do it. But I thought it was neat that watching him adjust to a pass. And it's like, well, that's what you have to do in a game. It's not in your wheelhouse every time. Why practice the one timer with it in your wheelhouse every time?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
That's not life.
It's not real life. No. And it's like doing a flow drill. And like, the kids think they can just go pick up that other puck and leave the one that was passed to them because they bobbled it. And I'm like,
Mm,
hey, there's only one puck in a game. You stop and get that puck. Don't go get another puck. Play with
yeah,
that puck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What's your favorite drill in practice?
ooh, hmm,
Coach to coach here.
hmm.
Yeah.
Favorite drill. Um, Let's see here. Want like a real drill or like a warm-up drill?
I asked you what your favorite drill was.
Okay, don't. I'm
Well,
next. Wait.
yeah, I'm next on the microwave, you little punk.
Um, what's my favorite drill? I like. Well, I like four blues. I like getting a lot of touches. One that we actually did this morning. It's a bit tough to explain, but you start all four blues, opposite sides go. You kind of, you know what? I got a coaching board. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You kind
it
of
does
fan
matter.
out, and you get a you get a pass from the line in front of you. They bump it back, and then you kind of turn back on yourself. Get a pass from the line that you came from, bump it back, and then carry on, go across the ice. Other line passes to you, bump it back, and then fan out. Get the pass back, go for a shot, and that guy kind of starts the next one. It's a continuous drill. I don't know if that made any sense to you, but
So you're saying the four blues, you're going across the blue line, passing it to that guy, getting it
no,
back. No. See, that's why we need the board. Like, draw things, man. I'm a visual learner.
you're a drill killer. That's what you are.
I am no drill killer. I could do what they
Oh,
asked, just not that
you're here.
quickly.
We got four blues, right?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you following me?
Okay, coach. Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming here, fan out this way, pass, bump back. Okay, you with
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, yeah. Then you're going to the boards, getting it back.
Pass, bump back. Okay, continue this way.
What, that's
Guy,
a different puck.
yeah,
Where
these are just bump backs. So he's no puck right now. Pass,
they
bump
all have
back.
their own puck instead of the guy having his own puck.
Yeah, this guy's just skating. All the lines have a puck. So this is all the touches come in. So this guy passed it to him, bumps it back. He fans out here. This guy keeps going here, passes it back to him. He goes down and shoots. This guy comes in here and starts the next one. Pass, bump back, pass, bump back, come over here. You know?
Kinda. Yeah.
It's a good one when you get going.
But so when I do the four blues, they're always starting with their own puck. They're not going to lines that already have their pucks. But
Well, you asked me my favorite drill, Wally.
well, if that's your favorite drill, I guess you never like to muck it up with me. I like to muck it up, small area games, get in a corner with you and just beat the wheels off you.
Well, I do, yeah. I got a lot of battle drills as well. And I don't know, that's my favorite right now.
Okay. No, I like the four blues to get, as you said, the touches in and get them zipping around and passing it. And then I get into the mucking after they've done that.
Yeah, I do the same thing, a little warm up and some mucking. And I like to finish like the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I just like game situations. So I'll drop a puck, different circles, and then, remind them of what their routes are, what they have to do, because I find that's a big thing that they don't need to do. Like they drop the puck and, for example, maybe my D just get the puck, they just rim it. And like yesterday, for example, I was like, if you rim the puck, we're skating, because anybody can rim the puck, like make plays, make plays. You rim the puck, as a winger, like
Mm,
hem back in your zone, right?
mm,
What a better
mm.
time to practice making breakouts than practice. Talk about practice,
Time of
right?
practice.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever watched the TV show Ted Lasso?
Oh, love it.
I could somebody suggested it to me.
Have
And
you
then
watched the whole thing?
no, I'm in the middle of it. That's my thing right now. And I really like the way that guy coaches. And it is interesting watching it because coaching is coaching and it doesn't really matter what sport. But
Yeah.
if you bring a team together and make them have fun and like each other and build a culture, it's interesting.
Yeah. He's
Interesting
got a lot
show.
of
I don't
he's
like
got a
that
lot
they're giving away secrets of how to do things.
yeah. He's got so many good lines in that like it's good stuff. And there's one that I always kind of use with my coaching is, have you seen the goldfish thing yet?
I have not seen a goldfish yet.
So he just kind of says like, what's the happiest animal in the world?
Oh yeah, because it forgets.
Yeah. And he says it's a goldfish because they have like a 5-second memory, right? And he's like, you got a goldfish, but like what a great analogy for hockey players, because like, you
You
have a
do
good
screw
shift
up.
or a bad shift, doesn't matter. Like you have to
Right.
think about the next shift. So, you could have just scored the nicest goal of your career, it doesn't matter. Next shift. you know, you could have
Or
had a
or
goalie just got lit up, whatever, next shift.
or turn it over at the blue line and
No,
they go score a goal, and then you come to the bench like your dog's been shot and you're all
yeah,
deflated. And it's like, well, are you going to be ready for your next shift being like that?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. So
Goldfish.
lots of great showing
We're like
highlights. So
goldfish, aren't we, Hendo?
just a bunch of little goldfish just swimming in a little goldfish pond, you know, mooing at
Uh,
each other.
still one of my favorite days in Kincardine was our frog catching day.
Gosh,
Not many of my teammates have ever been to Kincardine to visit me, but May 24th, I'm having a golf tournament. And I plan on inviting like the 4 teams I've coached, all the kids and parents, the Sugar Kings, any Devils, Broncos, and bringing my hockey family to Kincardine. But when you came,
when is that?
May 24th,
Okay, I'll be here.
shoot.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I haven't even started registration yet, and that is not very good for having your MBA in project management. I should have registration open because I told the golf course I can get 112 golfers, and I don't know if I can. But if you
I
don't believe
feel like
it,
it
it
never.
can't happen, right? So, I said I can, so I have to pay for 112 golfers no matter how many show up.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I'll get registration open at some point. But when you came, that frog catching day was fun, you know? There are
I don't.
frogs everywhere.
I don't even think like you could really describe that to people and have
I've
that much.
never seen that many frogs ever again.
I remember Zoe like
Squeezing it.
like strangling the poor frog.
I
Like,
know. I thought his head was gonna pop off.
and like it's funny now, like with my kids, like Luna, my daughter, like she would be like Zoe, like she would just have it like that, and like
Oh,
you know, like
frog
that
catching
that
is really fun.
that was. I wish there was a video of that because that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen ever. Um,
God. I still have the video or the picture of Zoe holding the frog, and it looks like its head's gonna pop off. And
I,
she's
I
like,
remember I remember looking at you. I'm like, we were laughing so hard we couldn't breathe.
yeah. Well, you know how I am. Once I know something's fun, which I knew frog catching was fun as a child, you want to pass that on. Um, well, last summer, my daughter and I and her 2 best buddies, we all had to catch our own frog by her cottage. And then we had the Frog Olympics. I have about a 5-minute video the gals put together. They're very creative young gals.
I think
And they videoed the Frog Olympics. And my frog did not come ready to play. He was too small, wasn't tough enough, wasn't a gamer. And yeah, Zoe's frog just smashed us in every competition. The race, the swimming, the long jump.
it was a joke.
But yeah, it was fun. Anywho, we're off topic here, aren't we?
We've been off topic since we started this thing, Wally.
That's
That's
probably
how it
true.
is.
Yeah. So
That's how
is
we go.
Victor Langseth, your Swede Welsh fella, is he still doing his post-game passionate thing?
Oh yeah, we got that going.
That's
That's
a tradition now.
yep, yep. It's kind of the cool thing about like the
Starting a new
team.
team.
We first started the team, it was like even after that first win we had, it was like, what do we do? Like most teams have like a tradition, like a song, something you do, and like we didn't have that. So like Victor just kind of pulled that out the one day, and it was just like it was the coolest thing ever because everybody was so excited, and just the energy of the excitement just went right into the chant. It was perfect, and then that's just become his thing that he does. But yeah, we've kind of developed all these cool little things that we do after wins.
I believe they're called innuendos. is, is that a word?
Never float your boat, Wally.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of
They're
cool.
the
Like I
things that
haven't,
make hockey hockey.
yeah, but like I haven't like told them to do these things. They've just kind of organically just, they've created them, which is even better. Like even like our captain Joey, like he made that hat. Like, I was suggesting to him that, oh, maybe we have like a hard hat or something, and he just sent me a picture of that right away. He's like, I've already got it. I did it before he even asked. So like all these cool things, like they have
That's a
a
leader.
song. Yeah. Oh, and he's been like all these guys, not even just like captains and assistants, but every single I say older player, they're like 30, not even 30. They're old compared to the younger kids on my team, but they've all been so awesome with the kids. Like it's cool to just watch them because they do all this stuff to help the kids that I don't even tell them to do. Like, for example, one kid was struggling with face-offs one game, and I come out of the room and one of the older guys is out there, practicing face-offs with him off the ice, and it's just like things like that you may have to tell somebody to do. These guys just do it. Like they're just great humans, they're great teammates, and they've all played together. So they kind of, they do it together, and it's just a great environment for young kids to come into and learn and feel comfortable doing these kinds of things, right?
Yes, I do know a lot of ways I can go with that, but with my team, the under 13 boys, I find it interesting listening to them in practice or in games where like now they're holding each other accountable. And like if a guy doesn't get a puck deep and they're on the bench and they're like, boys, we got to get that deep, or we got to do this, we got to block that shot. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, And then when I'm coaching the Ripley Wolves, fella named Ethan Skinner, who was a Kincardine Canuck, won all Ontarios, then was an Elmira Sure King, was the captain and won the Sutherland Cup. So we have a lot in common, and I really like him, and he can't beat me at pickleball. I know that. But anyways, now I'm coaching him, and then there's sometimes where like I would say something to a guy, but then he's like having another coach. He doesn't do it in a dickish way, but he lets them know that wasn't good enough or acceptable. But he's like, but you got this. And he like builds them up with, but also is holding them accountable and saying, you can't do that again. And then I don't have to say anything as coach guy. And I listen to him. I'm like, he's like having another coach on the team. And then we went down to a 6-on-5. And the coach looks at me, he's like, do you want to say anything to them? Like for the timeout? And I was like we were the 5, they were the 6 trying to catch up. And I'm like, I don't think I have anything to say to them. I think they know what to do. And then Skinny comes to the bench and he's like, okay, I'm winning the draw here. You're going there. You're doing this. And then the coach and I just looked at each other and we're like, yeah, he's got it.
That's what you want though, right? Like
Well,
that's
yeah. Yeah.
like that's what we've had too. It's like, you have to teach them at the start, but then once they know, then they can hold each other accountable, and that's what you want. You want the team to kind of run itself and
When it can also,
culture.
coming from a teammate, it
Oh, yeah.
can mean something different than coming from the coach, like always, right?
Because that's the thing. It's like, I try to empower them because, listening to me all the time, you're just going to eventually tune me out. It's the same with any other coach. But if you have other voices reinforcing, I talk less, and then my voice is more impactful, and it makes everything better, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is weird trying to build your team or machine or system. I remember the start of the season when I was like the only coach and I had to pick the team and book the tournaments and the hotels and all the things and get the jerseys ready and have everything ready for the tryouts and everything. And I was doing it on my own. And then you get a coaching staff. And then there's the guy that brings the puck. There's the guy that brings the training kit. Then I have this manager that is NHL level that he literally we make it to this tournament this weekend. By the time we were out of the rink and winning all in overtime in our hometown, he already had the hotel booked. He had everything done. And I'm like, so I just have to show up in my Crocs and coach now. And like the system's built and like you guys got all your things and I just do this thing. And I'm like, oh, this is way better. It takes everybody to win.
Yeah. Tough at the start, but once it gets going, it's good.
It is good. And your kids must be enjoying it. I have seen them at some games and they have their jerseys on and they also have 2 L's and Hockey Tails logos on their shoulders. And it warms my heart when I see that. Your kids must be enjoying it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool for them.
Their dad started a hockey franchise.
Yeah, it's they're still kind of at an age where, sitting down for 3 hours is a challenge no matter what it is. So it's tough for Laura to bring them both and have them sit down and watch the whole game. But they're getting better at it and they really enjoy seeing me. Like last game, I had them sitting right behind the bench so they could see me, and that worked a bit better. But yeah, it's really cool. It's you know, I would like to play at some point and have them, you know, see me play, because they've never really, I mean, they've seen the testimonial games and stuff, but they're really little, and you know, they don't know Dad, the hockey player. I guess they know me as what I am now, right? So it'd be cool to
I
play a few games and
understand.
let them, yeah, it'd be cool to play a few games and let them see the old man
So are you
twirl
gonna
around a
dust
little
off
bit.
the blades?
I don't know. I we'll see. I don't want to take a spot away from a kid, and I don't really have any interest in playing, but you know, I'm an
Neither do
option if if the opportunity arises.
Well, you could just do one game to say you did it.
Well, the problem is that I gotta like I don't know if you know how like the ITC cards work. So
Sure
like,
don't want to know.
well, it's something I had to figure out here, because like whenever like so like you and I, like we, you know, grew up in Canada, so our card is in Canada. So if you go to a different country, your card has to follow you. So wherever you like, I never even knew this, but like every team that you and I have played for, that team that we played for had to pay a fee to get the card, and it's like £1,000 or something to get this card. So every
Actually,
time, yeah, so like anytime you sign somewhere, your team probably paid this fee and never even told you. So for me, my last team was in Germany. So for me to play in this league, I got to pay this big fee to get my card over here
oh,
to
just to play
UK.
one game.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I don't really want to pay that much money to play. You know what I mean?
No,
Uh, so it
no.
was a great idea at the start. You know, before I knew all this stuff, and I might still do it eventually, but right now it doesn't really make sense.
Right. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, okay.
yeah.
Um,
We'll
do you have
see.
any, well, I try to think of what to talk about next. Oh, I know what to talk about next. We were talking about your son, and the first testimonial I came over to, Matthew Myers. Um, that time you didn't eat food off of that had fell on the ground at Chippy Lane. So you're still healthy the next day. So we had a podcast, and your son inspired a tattoo on a person in the world that is me topless, spray painted, with muffin mitts. And it's a lie, Hendo. You were there that time I won a fight playing for the Dayton Bombers. I punched the guy right in the face and he never played again the whole game. So I don't know why we're calling my hands muffins. I feel like that tattoo's a bad joke because they're bombs.
Hey, my son's 5 now. He just calls it as it is. He saw muffins and he said, "Hey, those are muffin mitts." You know,
Buddy.
kids don't lie, man.
Oh, they're like bricks.
I'd be
But
more scared of your moves.
when you talk about well, like Todd taking over the Devils, and you know, when you're taking over a team, you got to build a culture and get things right. Um, I watched him do it, and I would say Clancy was my most influential coach, but the way Todd Kelman treated me and did things for me, not just at the rink, but away from the rink and join the real world. But then I saw him start a franchise and build a culture the right way and take care of people the right way. I would say he's like my hockey mentor. And they just won the Continental Cup.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's I mean, Todd is. I speak to Todd quite a bit now, and I've learned so much from him and Katrina, and just like I go in there if like I have a question, you know, because I never started a team before.
Right.
They have, they're pretty good at it. So you know,
Learn from the people that have done it.
no, exactly. So I think I'd be stupid not to. But yeah, Todd's been super helpful, and there's so many little things that like, you know, I picked up from that season that we played that that I kind of carried with me into this team. Like a stupid little thing. Like I remember like when we went to our apartments, I opened up our fridge and there was like, you know, milk, like, you know, just a small little, you know, they probably spent £10 and filled your fridge for you, right? But you come into a new country where you don't know anybody and you see that, it's like, oh, that's a
You
nice little touch.
you
And
care.
like, yeah, so like we've kind of tried to do that with us. Like when the visiting team comes to Cardiff, like, we'll chuck a case of water and some fruit and, just some little
You're
snacks.
being nice to the other team?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's a whole different way of playing hockey.
Yeah, so we just, we want them to come in and everything about what we do is professional and respecting the other team. And so they come in and right away they have some water, they have some snacks. It's like, oh wow, this is nice, and it just
I guess
makes them
that's
feel
nice.
good.
I'm not nice to the other team. When I go put my net on before the game, not knowing if the arena staff will do it or the refs, I make sure my net's on, and I do not put the other team's net on. And if sometimes it's on my side of center ice, I just go and push it to their side of center ice and leave it there because that's their net. You
You
guys,
are nails, Wally. Holy
well,
shit.
well, you guys do your thing. The link is set, and my goalie's ready to go in his net because it's on and the pegs are in, and let's play. If you want to put your net on, you go for it. I'm not giving them water or fruit.
Carefully, you might get challenged to a move off by the other team if you act like that.
Oh, apparently the other coaches are chirping my Crocs when I go out there to put my net on. So it's like, okay, well, then let's play. You think Crocs aren't cool? I have gibbets and they're from my players, and I'm going to wear them to the games because they mean a lot. You know,
Do your thing, man.
just do your thing. Just play the game, right?
Do you, if they don't like it, whatever.
Oh my gosh, what are we talking about now? This Cardiff Canucks thing's a thing though, eh? Like this isn't a one and done, and it's kind of like watching those owners take over the Cardiff Devils. And it's weird for me being back here for 10 years and or however long it's been and seeing what they've all accomplished. And they always said they're like, we're not here for 1 year. We're here to build something, and we're here for the long run. So are these Cardiff Canucks in it for the long run?
Yeah, I mean, this year's been pretty special. It's been really cool to see, how it all is kind of played out because, when we started it, it was just an idea and maybe in my head I had things that I could see how this might play out and how I wanted to play out but you can never really predict the future and just to see how it's kind of grown and the amount of people that have come to our games and by no means was it just like point A point B straight line. It was like crazy ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think kind of figured it out a bit now, and it's really cool to see the people that are coming and like when I say the people
Getting
that are
into
coming,
it.
it's like you have families coming, you have all the junior devils are coming, and like we have them on the ice, like trying to incorporate everything and make it all unified really. And it's just cool to see because it's something different. It's not the devils and it's not other things. It's
But it's the step in between.
yeah, and it's a family sort of setting, and it's
Are you actually selling tickets now, or are you still just giving them away?
no, we just give them away. It's free. No.
It's like doing a podcast for free.
Well, I mean, to me, it's like, what, you could sell tickets, but
Right.
what, how cool is it to have 2,000, 3,000 people in the rink? Like that just
It
sets you apart from, and like how many people want to play in front of that, right?
yeah,
Like,
it makes it way better to have a full barn. And uh I found in hockey, well, money got in the way of things. It made players play differently. It made them care more about goals and assists than winning. And same with teams. Cutting costs for this or that, or money would get in the way. But when you're just doing it for the love, it was way more fun.
yeah, no, it's I mean, there's we've learned a lot along the way, and there's things that will probably change for next year, and things that we've learned, and things that have worked, and things that haven't worked. But for the most part, it's been pretty successful. And the biggest thing that I'm concerned about is the kids and the players, and being able to see some of these kids at how much, like, I don't even think they realize how much they've improved, like from start of the year. But like it was funny, we were on the bus coming back from our last game, and Victor's partner Lois, she does all of our social media, and she had some videos, and we were just talking about talking about the start of the season and how bad they were. Like I was pulling my hair out. They couldn't even make like a tape to tape pass. It was crazy. But she had videos of the very first session that we had, and it was crazy to watch it. Like it was just grenades everywhere. Like, I can't even believe
The
like once
first
you got
the first session we had. It's called a practice.
Wally,
It's called a
because
practice.
you're the grammar police now.
Wow, that's not grammar, that's English. What are they called? The Castor River Canucks?
Well, I don't
Bet you
know.
I bet you there's some that I look forward to playing them because never have. But you're from there, so I'm just picturing some good old country boys showing up ready to muck it up. And I'm like, okay, let's have a good old fashioned muck up. You know?
Oh, good luck with that.
Well,
Yeah.
ho
I don't
hope
know. I don't know. I guess I'm on the fence here. I guess I got to cheer. I don't know.
you
Hmm.
don't know who you're cheering for?
Hmm.
Really?
I mean, it's I'm a
Well,
Canuck.
I guess it's your hometown, sure. Cool.
So.
Um, yeah, I guess I don't know who to cheer for the next time your Canucks play.
Oh, that was easy. You just press a button there really quick. That was good.
But anyways, no, we play your hometown and Joey Martin's hometown this weekend, and I find it very neat that the team's making it to this international silver sticker where you're from and Joey Martin's from. Did you hear that there is a testimonial on June 14th?
Might have heard something.
Have you locked in babysitters? Because Chippy Lane's open pretty late.
I've heard. The-
If you drop your food on Chippy Lane again, will you just pick it up with your paw and eat it again?
Wally, that was a game time decision, man. I mean,
I've never seen one like it. You're
you're
you're a real
hungry, you're hungry,
gamer.
man.
I've
Hey,
never I've seen a lot of things on Chippy Lane,
mm,
but what was that, like chicken curry or something? It was like a just a pile of food, and you
yeah, so
dropped it face down, and you just picked it up with your paw and put it back in, and then started mucking it up. And
5 second rule. 5 second rule, Wally.
on Chippy Lane, is there a 5 second rule?
Obviously, there is.
I I don't know. I really don't.
Hey, I'm still here, man, and it was delicious.
You're still
But
there. You
but
got to
you're
build up the immune system, right?
yeah.
But
I mean,
you did that for your whole family. The next day, you were sick, the kids were sick, everybody was sick, so we couldn't do a podcast. But you built up your immune systems for the future, right?
oh, they were sick before that, so uh, I powered through my sickness just to get out there to you.
Right. Well, these weekends don't happen every day, do they?
Yeah, but you're a kebab guy, so it's tough for you to relate to a know,
Well,
chicken curry and chips guy.
you don't kebab
Oh,
ever? You don't kebab. Well, I understand not kebabbing on Chippy Lane. They're actually not that good kebabs. But
I've kebab before, but I prefer to chicken curry and chips.
did you played in Germany? Did you kebab in Germany?
No, I can't say I did.
Oh my God. Oh my God. See, sometimes you go to these places in the world and you don't even understand what to do unless you ask people that have been there. If you're going there and aren't kebabbing, I tell you, it's a whole different game than Chippy Lane. Changed my whole body type, and they asked me to kindly leave Germany forever.
Oh, that sounds about right. Did we just come up with a new term, kebabbing?
I guess so. Maybe somebody will get a tattoo.
Oh boy.
Oh, I was gonna say something and now I forget what it was. Sugar and spice and everything nice.
No, that testimonial should be fun.
Oh, yeah, that testimonial will be fun. And speaking of being asked to leave Germany forever, after 6 years there and learning the language and ich kann sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch, aber ich vergessen viel. And it started feeling like home, and that was like normal. And then I never didn't get a contract again, and then I ended up going to Denmark. Um, 18 years later, Trevor, my first year in Germany, when I left the Daytona Beach Bombers of Ohio, I went to Landshut, Germany, and just hockey, I thought I was close to making it, and then I realized I wasn't going to make it, and that can be deflating. But then I went to Landshut, Germany, and played with the best team I had played on since the Elmira Shirkings. And they were like a team, and there was a bunch of guys from Landshut, Germany on the team. And they were like grown up together, brothers, and they welcomed me in. And then I played with a couple of them. We switched teams and played together for the next few years. Fans from that team and my buddies that I played with have brought it upon themselves to pay for my flight and expenses to go back to Landshut, Germany and play in a charity hockey game in 2026.
Wow,
18 years later. That's weird.
that's hockey.
That is hockey, and warms my heart. And the one fellow that helped spur it on sent me a message and said, "Have you been talking to this guy? Begged him for you to come back so we can see you play one more time." And he said that he hadn't started playing hockey till he was 15, but that when I went to Landshut, he called it the spinorama, but that it's called the spinaroonie. He said that and the move I did between my legs made me his first role model, and that he just wants to see me play hockey one more time. I don't know if I can do a spinaroonie anymore, but I will totally come over to Landshut and play a hockey game and have fun with my friends and see everybody, right? Well, I will try. Yeah. Yeah. Spinaroonies are fun, aren't they?
Oh, I used to hate your spinneroonies. Chop your legs down like a tree.
Well, it's a penalty if you trip me when I put it between my legs or if I do a spinaroonie. Every time you're either taking a penalty or I'm going to beat you.
Everything's a penalty now, isn't it?
Yes. But I think that would, I don't know, like, you get back after our illustrious careers. And the bank account doesn't look like it's supposed to, like what you wanted it to. Yeah, you can feel like a failure. But getting invited back I have to be announced. Getting invited back for testimonials, and then also getting invited back to Landshut, Germany. Well, it can make you appreciate everything you've done, and that it's about the friendships and the people you met, not about the money you made,
100%, man. And it's, like the teams that we've played on together. Well, the teams that you win, you could probably name every single player in that team. The teams where you lose, you probably don't remember half those guys or any of them, but those teams where you win something and
when you were in it together, you don't win if you're not all in it together and like brothers,
Yeah, exactly.
It is pretty neat watching our Devil boys there, that were just puppies when we were there, like win the Continental Cup, all the championships they've won, like Batchy, Richie, Bouncy. I don't want to miss guys, but like Matthew Myers, first guy to bring me back for a testimonial, is now a coach, and his first year coaching wins the Continental Cup.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad. Not bad. Did a podcast in his trailer van once.
I messaged Marty the other day because he just had a baby, eh?
Yeah, he's like a dad.
Yeah, and then he like baby just pops out, and then baby's already got a trophy. Like baby's just gonna be a winner.
Yeah, because genes are a thing.
Like, here, welcome to life. Here, you're already a Continental Cup champion.
Right. Yeah, that happens for goats.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played his hometown. Since the Elmira Shirkings beat the Thorold Blackhawks to win the Sutherland Cup back in like 2000-ish, 2001. But I get to play his hometown this weekend again too.
Well, good luck. I can't wait to see the results.
I can't wait to watch my boys play this weekend. Watching them play their last game and then the last practice, like these boys are into it, like into it. That is what you want. Yeah. Yeah. So we had a tournament at home here. we did the regionals with the teams kind of from around our league, and we won the semis and the finals in overtime. Colby ended up scoring both of those goals to win it. Then I had this other kid that I'd switched from forward to D, no, D to forward, and he'd scored 1 goal all season. And then in that tournament, he scored 5 goals, and he scored a hat trick in the final game in his hometown in front of all his family and friends. And I was like, wow, this is really hockey. And then the boys lifted a trophy in front of like a packed barn in under 13. And I think this doesn't happen much in minor hockey anymore, you know?
It's cool, man. What a gamer.
Yeah, it's really fun coaching kids in hockey, and I'm sure you're having fun, aren't you?
I am. It's really cool to see, like, it's obviously tough.
Oh, you're
Like
not
on,
getting stressed out, are you?
well, fuck me. Well, yeah, of course.
Oh
It's tough.
dear, come on, just
But then
relax.
like, the fun parts, like, when you see kids do stuff, score their first goal, like, mom and dad there, it's just cool. It's just cool to, because you and I went through all that on the ice, but it's cool to be,
The other side of it.
other side of it and see, see all these things. Like we have this one kid here. Today was actually his last day with us. He's moving to Canada, to Ottawa, actually, where I'm from. And they'd had this plan for a while, and we knew before he came to us that he was only going to be here till end of January. But we had our last game that he was going to play was before Christmas, so we had the idea to have him go out for warm up and do a hot lap by himself. So
Oh, the hot lap by yourself, I would hate that.
yeah, so he went out there unknowingly, and we let him do his lap. He did a couple of shots. All the boys cheered for him, but like it's just cool seeing things like that, and being
It,
able to facilitate that kind of stuff, and it's just the fun part of hockey, right?
well, it is, and it's like watching the kids score the big goal or just win the game, and then, well, we've won 3 trophies this year, and every time, like, I just can't handle it because I'm having a great time winning with Colby, and winning with your son is really super fun. But then I get to see that with every dad or mom and their son, and they're all taking photos with the trophy, and they're loving that day of life. And it's just heartwarming stuff, you know?
Well, like even when I watched that video, Wally, of like Colby scoring and stuff, like it's weird. Like I don't get choked up about many things, but like when I see that kind of stuff, it gets me, man. Because like like just as well as I do that, like how good that feels and how much effort you put into it, and it's not there's a feeling that you get from that you can't really describe, and just to see other people do it, and like knowing them, like Colby, knowing you, it just it gets me every time. Like even just watching like the Stanley Cup finals, like seeing
Oh,
them, seeing their
how
faces, seeing them
how
boast.
hard you have to try to actually win.
Yeah,
It's kind of like what I say to my kids. I'm like, to actually win a championship, like you have to,
yeah.
it's never easy. You have
Everybody,
to dig
yeah,
down deep, and you have to be ready to do more than they are. And then when it actually happens, when that buzzer goes and the joy in their faces and you see them all hug, and it
yeah.
just brings you right back.
I know, and it's cool to see. But yeah, every single time it always gets me, no matter what it is. But it's a good thing, no? It's nice to because everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win, but not everybody does because there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to do, and most people aren't willing to do them. So that's why it's so
Mm.
special, and that's why to guys like us, it means so much, and it's just
Yeah.
yeah, cool to watch.
I agree. And one thing I remember from your season, because the logos on your jerseys were pretty fresh, and not like January where you don't play a game and nobody knows and doesn't see the logo, but there was somebody's grandmother or something that was turning 100, and
Yep.
that's when I realized that Hendo's really playing hockey the right way still. Um, he may not be a practice player, but man, he knows how to play hockey. When you got a jersey made for her and it had like 100 on it, and I saw my logo on it, and I'm like, oh, somebody's bringing their grandma or great grandmother for their 100th birthday to a Canucks game, and you had a jersey made for her, and it's like, wow, that's hockey.
Yeah. Well, those are the things that you remember, right? Like,
Mm.
like they'll remember that the rest of their life. you know,
Right,
that,
right,
you
right.
know, like I'm a big believer in that kind of stuff. I mean, if you can do something little, takes no effort from you, but to someone else, it's, you know, a big thing. Like, why not? Right?
It's kind of like I remember the boys won international silver stick 2 years ago. I'd coached them the year before, most of them, or a bunch of them. They won it. And I remember parents saying, like, this is a once in a lifetime thing. And I was thinking, well, no, it's not. But it's cool.
Yeah.
But then we won all Ontario's last year. And then I heard parents say, like, oh, this is a once in a lifetime thing. And I was like, meh. And now we're going to International Silver Stick this weekend. I'm like, well, let's see if it's a one-time thing, because I think he can do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's
That's cool stuff, man.
once people know how to win though, and I found this, it was like on the Shirkings, it was actually a guy from Kincardine, Barrett Eggets. He was a gamer. You would have remembered him from the Cincinnati
Yeah.
Cyclones back with the Daytona Beach Bombers.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, we won that semi or that round against them to make it to the semis. We were down 3-1 and I was losing to Eggets' team. Really upset me because when we were on the Shirkings, like we were the two of the score guys. But he was like a gamer. Like he was competitive in everything we played. Ping pong, didn't matter if it was a board game, whatever after school. Like he was a gamer. And then we got into that series with them and they were beating us. And then coming back and beating him was, it felt great. But like the way he played and how far he could dig down deep when we won the Sutherland Cup, it taught me watching some of those guys that year. You have to kind of learn how to win to know what it actually takes. And then once you do know, losing is just way harder. Once you've actually done it and won and been at the top and you know the feeling. When you don't get that feeling, it is so the opposite,
I know. I know,
right?
it's crazy. Like you just go from one high to just a giant low.
Mm.
But
But I do know like that I'm super excited to see my kids play this weekend. I think they're ready. I think they got the right mindset and they care about each other. And I can't wait to play your hometown and the goat's hometown, and like let's see who can muck it up, you know?
be
Yeah.
nice if Marty and I were coaching those teams and we could have a real move
Wouldn't
off.
that be something? Do you think we'd be able to wear backwards hats and Crocs?
Do what we want.
Yeah, probably will.
Good
Just
luck this weekend, Wally. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, me too. We're off tonight and it's pretty exciting stuff. I can't believe how coaching voluntarily and it actually cost me a lot of money to coach. Um, how it's brought me back to being like a hockey guy and I have my team and it's really all I need. It's not about the money in this game. It's about seeing what it can bring you.
Hmm. Yeah, man, it's cool stuff. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's cool to, just different perspective of hockey, get to do all the coach things and,
Well, you don't have to sweat, get cross-checked, slashed. Nobody's trying to hit me or fight me, you know? I just watch them do all that and it's great.
I know, like I remember, like I think our first game we had here, you know, game day is so much different as a coach. Like, maybe I'd be napping and stressing about this, that, whatever, and like, I'm here, throw my suit on, I get to watch warm up. I don't have to worry about if I'm going to play good or not, or someone, it's just like, wow, this is enjoyable.
Right. No, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. When you're a professional hockey player, every game is quite intense. And if you make mistakes, you don't last long. So you really can't. Um, so it can be quite stressful.
Yeah,
But you have to enjoy the game.
hockey's supposed to be fun, right?
I think so. I think
Mm.
that's what they say. Hockey is supposed to be fun. It's a game. They say play it.
Play the game, moo off.
They say go to work. They say, do you want to play hockey? You know?
Mm.
So I usually say go Canucks, go Canucks. But I'm playing your hometown Canucks this weekend, so I don't know what to say right now.
Mm.
Go Cardiff Canucks.
Go
Go
nuts.
Kincardine Kinucks. And we will see the Castor River Canucks this weekend. And
They have
let's
no, they have no
let's
idea what's about to hit them. Like,
I hope so. I think my boys are going to be ready,
you
I
guys
don't
are all juiced up playing Hendo's hometown, and these poor kids from my hometown are like, this is just another game for us. We're playing the Kincardine Canucks, and you guys will
yeah,
be all juiced up, frothing
yeah,
at the mouth.
maybe fresh off a moo off. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales really early in the morning with Hendo and Wally.